It is true there are some here who have spent years studying the accumulated knowledge of the scrolls. But what you seek does not come easily, and can destroy those without a strong will. It would seem that the college has what you seek. The question now is, what can you offer the college? Not just anyone is allowed inside. Those wishing to enter must show some degree of skill with magic.
Well,
a small test, if you will.
really now. Did you gain entry to grant entry to the Dragonborn?
Dragonborn? It's been so long since we've had any contact with the Greybeards. Do you really have the voice?
Yes.
I would be most impressed to see that.
Let me show you what I can do here. I hope she doesn't get offended by this.
Greetings. Welcome to the College of Winterhold.
I'm gonna show her my voice. I just hope she doesn't get upset by this.
If it's true, and you do have the voice, would you mind showing me?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
I hope she's okay. Was that what she wanted?
So the stories are true.
Oh, she liked
you are
it.
Dragonborn. Normally, you'd need to show some aptitude with one of the schools of magic. But you... I think there's much that we can learn from each other. I think you'll be a superb addition to the college. Welcome, apprentice. I'll lead you across the bridge. Once you're inside, you'll want to speak with Mirabelle Irvine, our master wizard. Please, follow me.
I need to ask you to stop. That shouting is making people nervous. Good. Glad we straightened that out.
Well, it seemed like the guard didn't like my shouting. So, this is it, huh? So, this is it.
You are new here, are you not? We have not spoken. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow members of the college. Are we clear? Not often, no. Some risks must be taken, to be sure. I am simply trying to avoid untimely deaths. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening what Skyrim thinks of us.
What's the purpose of the college?
Purpose? I should think it's self-evident. Magic is a true power. not something to be shunned by commoners or treated as an amusing diversion by politicians. It shapes worlds, creates and destroys life. It deserves proper respect and study. The college is a place where we can focus on that, without the pressures of the world weighing down on us.
I'd like to know more about the college's history.
Purpose? I should think it's magic.
I know that already, yes.
It shapes worlds, creates and destroys life. It deserves proper respect and study. What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're... I've seen documents dating back to the late Second Era. Beyond that, it's hard to say. Events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss of our history, I'm afraid.
What happened in the last few hundred years?
Purpose? I should think it's... Magic is it's shaped... The college is a place where we can focus on that. With the Great Collapse, as it has come to be known. An unfortunate natural disaster that ravaged the area. The college fared far better than the city of Winterhold, but it was not left untouched.
What caused the Great Collapse?
No one is sure of the cause. Some believe the eruption of Red Mountain had far-reaching consequences that were only felt years later. I know there are some who have blamed the college, said that we were responsible. I assure you this is not the case.
Tell me more about the Great Collapse.
The Sea of Ghosts practically came alive. No one was expecting it. Monstrous waves battered the shore for weeks on end. Winterhold was ancient and weathered, but it couldn't withstand the sea's fury. Entire districts of the city were lost overnight. The waves receded in time, but the damage was irreversible. Most residents of Winterhold abandoned what was left of the city. The college survived, and so here we remain. All right, then.
I believe I've made myself rather
So,
clear.
you know, I can't see the chat right now. I'm not sure what's happening about that.
I'm
Continue to
simply
load.
trying to understand the reasoning behind the decision.
You may be used to the Empire bowing to your every whim, but I'm afraid you'll find that Thalmor received no such treatment here. You are a guest of the college, here at the pleasure of the Archmage. I hope you appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, of course. The Archmage has my thanks.
Very good. Then we're done here. Welcome to the college. Another new student. I'm surprised at how many of you there are lately. Well, first you'll need these. While you're not required to wear them, you may find them more to your liking than your current clothes. I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll get you to your first class. Are you ready to
I want to do
begin?
magic, but I'll take a little tour anyway. Oh, you know what? I'm not just ready for that yet.
I see. Well, please let me know when you are.
I really need to find out what the Elder Scrolls. I don't know what's on my Justin TV right now. I wish I could see the chat. Well, let's see what's going on here.
Another new apprentice, Ice. Are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in it for yourself? I assure you that I shall be watching you, all of you, very closely.
What was that conversation with Mirabelle all about?
Your superior and I were simply having a discussion about my level of access to the college.
Your discussion sounded like an argument to me.
Well, perhaps that is why you're merely an apprentice here.
Is there some kind of problem?
Nothing you need to concern yourself with. I shall be quite capable of observing everything that goes on here.
like to know more about the Thalmor. War.
Now that stability has been established between the Dominion and the Empire, we seek only to help Skyrim, to guide its people through this time of transition, to help lead them to a better future.
What is it you do here?
I am an advisor to the Archmage. The Thalmor wish to promote relations with your college. I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice.
Does the Archmage often ask for advice?
Perhaps not as often as he should. In time, I believe he will be more trusting.
Very suspicious character.
Welcome, welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying, the first thing to understand is that magic is, by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do?
I think we should learn something practical.
Is that so?
See, he agrees with us too. Why don't you actually show us something?
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells?
I don't know any ward spells.
That's all right. I can teach you a very basic ward, one that's enough for the purposes of this lesson. Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the...
I got magic ready.
spell and keep it up. You have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work. I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want
what are we
anyone
gonna do
else
this
in the way.
It's okay.
Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up. Hold still. You have to keep your ward up,
I
or
don't
else
have
this
enough
won't
mana.
work.
Not
I
a...
don't want to hurt you.
Give me a second.
Oh. There, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up. Hold still. Excellent work.
Alright.
Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please.
Give me a sword.
I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sarthal nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
I'll have to see it sometime. Now, who is this?
Skyrim could not be more different from elsewhere. But magic is the same no matter where you go. You are new, yes? Have you mastered the expert-level destruction spells yet?
No, it's a mage.
Is it? This is disappointing. Jezargo hoped there might be one who could keep pace with his accomplishments.
Oh, that's so, Jizargo. You seem very sure of yourself.
There is much for Jezargo to be sure of. There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there is a strong will. Jezargo will be successful. Of this there is no doubt.
You seem excited to be here.
Oh yes, Jezargo hopes to find things that will make him a more powerful mage here. Hopefully small things that fit inside pockets and will not be noticed if they are missing.
Oh, he's great. Not everything is a competition, you know.
Oh, but you are wrong. The only reason you could disagree is because you are losing so badly you cannot see it.
Why'd you become a student at the college?
Mages in Cyrodiil are all about politics. The Synod and the College of Whispers are too busy guarding secrets to bother to teach. Skyrim was not Jezargo's first choice, but Winterhold is removed from politics, dedicated to study. This is the place for Jezargo to become great.
He seems like quite a character.
May you walk on warm sands.
College is a bit of an oddity in Skyrim. Magic isn't something that's looked upon fondly.
Skyrim could not be more different from elsewhere. But magic is the same no matter where you go. Jezargo will go wherever he can to learn more. Oblivion itself, if need be.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim.
Hello.
It's lies. All of it. I don't care what she told you. It's all lies.
What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Hey, here we go. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No? Well, then she hasn't gotten to you yet. But she will. And don't you believe a word of it.
Okay, Neely, I don't really know what your problem is.
Don't trust that one. He's up to something. Most here are up to something, of course, but in his case, it's not good.
She's
I
crazy.
haven't figured it out yet, but I will. He is rather handsome, though, isn't he?
Lovely. Well, what's your problem with Feralda?
My problem with her? She's the one who has a problem with
Oh,
me.
is that right?
She's threatened by me, by
Oh.
my skill as a wizard, by my elegance and posture, by my superior good looks. But she is not going to get the better of me. Oh no, I won't let it get to me one bit. That's what she's after. She's trying to undermine my confidence, make me doubt myself. Well, it won't work, I tell you.
Okay, I'll let that be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? You are now in the Arcanium, of which I am in charge. It might as well be my own little plane of oblivion. Disrupt my Arcanium, and I will have you torn apart by angry Atronachs. Now, do you require assistance?
This is quite an impressive library.
A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure as much knowledge is available as possible. We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact.
You take your work very seriously.
Of course I do. If I didn't, most of these books would have been burned to ashes or dissolved to nothing before the Third Era. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials.
What have you got for sale?
Assorted books, scrolls. I'm sure you'll find something useful.
I'm looking for an Elder Scroll.
And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about? Or are you just someone's errand boy?
Of course I do. Do you have one here?
You think that even if I did have one here, I would let you see it? It would be kept under the highest security. The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it.
What about the Dragonborn?
What about? Wait, are you? Were you the one the Greybeards were calling? I'll bring everything we have on them, but it's not much. So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture.
Are there any special books you're looking for?
As a matter of fact, there are. Have you ever heard of Shalador? Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian, and devoted all his time to research and study, but more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I'm one of the few who can. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of us.
I'll do that sometime.
Fight well. Here you go. Try not to spill anything on them. I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? You need a book? You talk to me. Otherwise you're going to find yourself in a lot of pain.
Here they are.
If you wrote it yourself, if you want a book from here, you go through me.
Imagine living beneath the waves with a strong-sided blessing for the most excellent fabric. Holding the fabric over your gills, you would begin to breathe, drink its warp and weft. Though the plant matter fibers imbue your soul, the wretched plankton would pollute the cloth until it stank to the heavens of prophecy. This is one manner in which the scrolls first came to pass. But are we the sea, or the breather, or the fabric? Or are we the breath itself? Can we flow through the scrolls as knowledge flows through, being the water, or are we the stuck morass of sea filth that gathers on the edge? Imagine again, this time, but different. A bird cresting the wind is lifted by a gust and down by a stone. But the stone can come from above if the bird is upside down. Where then did the gust come from? In which direction? Did the gods send either? Or has the bird decreed their presence by her own mind-making? The old sight of the scrolls makes a turning of the mind such that relative positions are absolute in their primacy. I ask you again to imagine for me. This time you're beneath the ground. A tiny acorn planted by some well-meaning elf maiden of the woodlands for her pleasure. Would you wish to grow, but fear what you may become? So you push off the water, the dirt, the sun to stay in your hole. But it is in the very pushing that you happen to become a tree, in spite of yourself. How did this happen? The acorn is a kind of tree egg in this instance, and the knowledge is water and sun. We are the chicken inside the egg, but also the dirt. The knowledge from the scrolls is what we push against to become full-sighted ourselves. One final imagining before your mind closes from the shock of ever knowing. You are now a flame burning bright blue within a vast emptiness. In time, your brothers and sisters burning of their own in the distance and along your sides. A sea of pinpoints, a constellation of memories, each burns bright then flickers. Then two more take its place, but not forever, lest the void fills with rancid light that sucks the thought. Each of our minds is actually the emptiness, and the learnings of the scrolls are the pinpoints. Without their stabbing light, my consciousness would be as a vast nothingness. Unknowing its emptiness as a void is unknowing of itself. But the burnings are dangerous, and must be carefully tended and minded, and brought to themselves and spread to their siblings. Effects of the Elder Scrolls. It is widely known among scholars that the Elder Scrolls entail a certain hazard in their very reading. The mechanism of the effect has, at present, been largely unknown. Theories of hidden knowledge and divine retribution were the subject of idle speculation with little investigation. I, Justinius Pelophnesius, have undertaken to thoroughly document the ailments afflicted by the Elder Scrolls and their readers. Through a unified theory of how they manifest continues to elude me, and remains a subject for future study. I have grouped the effects into four, finding that the avenue of experience depends largely upon the mind of the reader. If this is unclear, I hope that a proper dichotomy will lay it plain. Group the first. The nymphs, for who one has received no training in the history or nature of the Elder Scrolls, is effectively inert. No prophecy can be scryed, nor knowledge obtained. While the scroll will not impart learning to the uninformed, nor will it afflict them in any adverse fashion. Visually, the scroll will appear to be awash in odd lettering and symbols. Those who know their astronomy often claim to recognize constellations in the patterns and connections. In such conjecture, it is impossible to further investigation, since the very nature of the study necessitates unlearned subjects. Group the second. The unguarded intellects. It is the second group that realizes the greatest danger from attempting to read the scrolls. These are the subjects who have an understanding of the nature of the Elder Scrolls and possess sufficient knowledge to actually read what is inscribed there. They have not, however, developed adequate discipline to stave off the mind-shattering effect of having a glimpse of infinity. These unfortunate souls are struck immediately, irrevocably, and completely blind. Such is the price for overreaching one's faculties. It bears mentioning, though, that with the blindness also comes a fragment of hidden knowledge, whether the future, the past, or the deep nature of being is dependent on the individual in their place in the greater spheres. But the knowledge does come. Group the third. Meditated Understanding. Alone in Tamriel, it would appear that only the cult of the Ancestor Moth has discovered the discipline to properly guard one's mind when reading the scrolls. Their novices must undergo the most rigorous mental cultivation, and they often spend a decade or more at the monastery before being allowed to read their first scroll. The monks say that this is to initiate own protection, as they must have witnessed among many unguarded intellects among the more eager ranks. With appropriate fortitude, these readers also receive blindness, though at a far lesser magnitude than the unguarded. Their vision fogs slightly, but they retain shape, color, and enough acuity to continue to read mundane texts. The knowledge they gain from the scroll is also tempered somewhat. It requires stages of meditation and reflection to fully appreciate and express what one saw.
The Arcanium is always accepting new volumes. I'll take what I can get. Yeah?
Okay, well unfortunately I still don't have the chat working, so I'm just going to head out. Let me check my log here. Okay, I better return to Esbern now. Let him know.
I think the college is due for a change in leadership.
Jazargo will go wherever he can to learn more. Oblivion itself, if need be. Until
College
next
is a
time.
bit of an oddity in Skyrim. Magic isn't something that's looked upon fondly here.
If you're working on any experiments, please yourself. Just like anywhere else, it's all about who you know. Lucky for you, you know me.
Nords don't pick or those that use it. Made it difficult for me growing up.
I have many important things on my mind. Your concerns are not among them.
I hope I can count on you if I ever...
What do you want? Hmm?
The Ruminations book is incomprehensible.
Aye, that's the work of Septimus Cygnus. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls, but, well, he's been gone for a long while. Too long.
Where did he go?
Somewhere up north, in the ice fields.
Up north from here.
He said he found some old Dwemer artifact, but well, that was years ago. Haven't heard from him since.
It's a small group of us. College. Favored. You want something from me? I hope I can count on you if I ever need a favor.
Jazargo can learn magic from these men and elves, but they cannot learn to be as dashing as he. Jazargo comes out on top.
I love you, Jazargo.
Until next time.
All right then.
Chantings are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of the Skyrim.
Okay, my friend's gonna try to see if we can get the chat working here. Now I need to find my way onto the ice fields. And sometimes the chat takes a few seconds to load it up, but just my computer's been loading forever. It's been like this for a long time. Like there's some enemies ahead here. This wolf is coming. I guess that Justin TV is having some trouble today. Bit of work later. continue on to the ice fields. Surprised everyone's sticking around watching me, even though I don't have the chat working. That's very nice of you guys. What's that up ahead? Oh. Dog? Something strange up that way. There. And let's see. Two of them. Alright. This close one first. Direction anyway. Where's this bear?
start running so I can stab you in the back. Tell you what, you start running so I can stab you in the back. So much easier than
Take all this stuff. Take a break for now.